Okay, welcome everyone to the February 3rd commission meeting. It's 4:16 and we will call this meeting to order. So we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so those present today are Commissioner Hedin, Commissioner Hadler, Commissioner Martinez, Commissioner McGann, Commissioner McCurdy, Commissioner Winfield, and myself, Commissioner McCallum. And we're going to go ahead and start. Thanks everyone for bearing with us, and we'll start with our citizens to be heard at 4 o'clock.
I gotta be working with it. My name is Jason Taylor, and I wanted to talk to you guys about number 9 on your agenda. And about the EAS study to determine to hire someone to help us figure out the best carrier and with the contract for the EAS contract. I'm asking for, I hope that you guys would support that. I've had the opportunity to kind of be a part of this and to work with this with Commissioner Winfield and with the airport board and with Sue Gleason. And I think that this is probably one of the greatest things that we can do for the airport for the future. And that, we got the runways in and we've been doing this ebb and flow of EAS contract every 3 years since the 80s, and this is like the first time we've kind of looked at it and said, what can we do to make this, I'll use the word flatten the curve of sustainable airline service for our community going into the future for 10, 20, years down the road. And I think this is the great first step. So anyway, from someone who does fly out from time to time, but also from a business point of having people fly in, to visit here, is probably one of the biggest headaches that people have and biggest complaints that you get from people, locals, and people coming here alike, is that we have not had a dependable service that people count on year after year after year. So that was it, and thank you guys for all you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else in the chambers that would like to go ahead? Come on, Mary.
Mary O'Brien from Casa Valley. I just provided you a copy of 13 questions and 2 recommendations regarding agenda item 14. A proposed amendment to the agreement with Kempsey Gardner Institute. I only sent them last night, so you might not have had time to read the questions. But here is a copy of the proposal that passed 4-3 by Commissioners Winfield, McCurdy, McCandless, and Martinez on June 17th, 2025. And here is a copy of the agreement that was signed by Bill Winfield and Gardner Institute on July 1st, 2025. There were several changes from and additions to the proposal in this agreement. There's one Gardner Institute researcher, Nate Lloyd, rather than 2. Bill Winfield is the one county point of contact with Nate Lloyd. There will be 2 draft reports prior to the end of the final report, then 1. The delivery of the final report will be January 31st, a few days ago, 2025, rather than December 15th, 2025. And public release of the final report will be subject to the discretion of Greene County. The most critical questions I'm asking you among those in what I've passed out to you in the letter I sent you last night are these. Question 7. If either or both of the 2 draft reports were provided to you, Commissioner Winfield, as point of contact, were the drafts shared with the rest of the commissioners? Question 10. Why is there the provision that release of any final report to the public will be at the discretion of the quote county, whomever that is? I urge that answers to all 13 questions be answered tonight before you vote on amendment number 1 to extend the deadline for the final report by 3 months to April 30th, 2026. And I recommend that the commission add 2 amendments to the agreement with Gardner, to the amendment with the Gardner Institute. One is that all draft reports, either past or future, will be provided to all the Grand County commissioners, and comments on all drafts will be allowed by any and all Grand County commissioners. And 2, that the final report will be released publicly. This is important because a research report paid for by the public regarding Arches National Park should not be conducted in secret and should not be withheld from the public. Thank you.
All right, do we have anybody else in the chambers want to come up for citizens to be heard? Keith.
As usual, I was hoping somebody else would come forward earlier. You know how much I love public speaking. My name is Pete Gross. I moved here in 1991. I distinctly remember in 1992, there was a lot of controversy over the 3-member county commission government that we had. Jim Stiles used to rail on it repeatedly. I was one of those majority who voted for the referendum that abolished the 3-member commission and formed a 7-member county council. Around 2018, the state legislature passed HB 224, which abolished Grant County's form of government, made it illegal. And how did that come about? One of the then current council members and then subsequently county commission members lobbied the state to abolish our form of government. He actually happened to be a candidate for a recent election for mayor. I asked him, I asked him, why did you lobby for HB 2024? He said, because the current form, the 7-member county council, was broken. And I asked, how was it broken? He didn't answer. I said, if it was truly broken, why didn't you make your case to the voters and let them decide instead of blindsiding them and going upstate to do that? Interestingly, so now County Attorney Stephen Stocks was tasked with the ad hoc committee that formed our current form of government. He received high marks across the political spectrum for forming this form of government that we now have. Ironically, it's very similar to what previously, except for that we now have forced partisanship. So why am I bringing this up now? There's been a lot of discussion about the excellent letters to the editor in the newspaper about travel budgets of county commission members. And there's a pretty disparate spectrum of how much that's been allocated for different members. 7,500 at the top, down to I think 1,000. And I'm getting low on time here, but I think I should be able to wrap it up. Where's the transparency? We would like to know. I have no problem with the absolute numbers of the travel budget, but what is that money being spent on? Who were you talking to? Because we had the December 1st meeting in Salt Lake, which was a closed door meeting, and a lot of the public was kept in the dark about it related to public lands. And incidentally, I've worked on public lands for 45 years, and in the National Park land, BLM, Forest Service, we've dealt with timed entry, and the outfitters all support it. So why are we suddenly lobbying to enhance Arches National Park? I don't buy that. But yes, we'd like to know where you're going, who you're talking to, and what it's all about. That's the transparency that many of you campaigned on. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Do you have anybody online? Anyone else in the chamber would like to come on up?
My name's Allison Mathis. I'm a resident here in Moab. I submitted a written comment last night on agenda item 14, and these comments are following that. I believe that in terms of what some members of the commission are trying to do around timed entry in Arches National Park, Brian Martinez gave away the game with his recent statement to the Moab Sun. The Sun reads, quote, Martinez said the pause of the timed entry pilot program at Arches National Park during last fall's federal government shutdown, which lasted 43 days, had a positive financial impact on the community. It appears that Martinez told the paper, like he has otherwise made very clear to multiple audiences, what he wants as the answer regarding timed entry and the possible economic impacts to Grand County, which is supposed to be answered through an independent study. Further, if Martinez can get the answer that he wants by cherry picking one data point from a single month to get the answer that he wants, why on earth are we spending $60,000 to study the issue? What's the point? Further, many aspects of the study are, in my opinion, tainted and or suspect. First of all, what legitimate reason could there possibly be for the final report to not be made public? Something that is paid, could be paid for with our tax dollars. Seriously, we're not dealing with classified information here. We are dealing with information that is relevant to all members of our community. In fact, all citizens of the national park, the citizens of the United States, because national parks belong to the people. I think that the only logical reason for the commission to want to try to hide the studies of this result is that they don't like the results if it turns out that way. Number two, the final report must be made public. You guys serve us. Secondly, the draft reports and all comments and feedback between the commission members and the Gardner Institute also needs to be made public. Otherwise, the public has no reason to trust that commission members have not put improper influence on Gardner Institute staff to produce a report that is to their liking versus a report that is independent, scholarly, and objective. Without seeing the drafts and the communications, the public has no reason to trust the Gardner Institute and the commission about this matter. Sunlight and transparency are the only paths forward. Next topic, Mr. Martinez and Mr. Winfield have made it very clear that they have demonstrated bias against time entry. For example, their secretive behaviors around the so-called ACE plan, which are still hidden from the public, and the December 1 public lands meeting, which is also still hidden largely, makes the Gardner Institute study whatever's going on in this requested extension that more suspect. The ask for extension does not seem like it's on the up and up. And before possibly extending the agreement, the commission needs to explain why the report is being delayed by pushing out the due date. The commission also needs to explain why even this modified agreement was hidden from the public until yesterday. I have more to say. I am out of time. I also provided an analysis of Mr. Martinez's single data point, which is highly inadequate. He really needs to learn that correlation does not equal causation.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else in the chambers that would like to come up and talk? Nope. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and move on then. Our first presentation this evening will be from Utah State University Home and Community Department update. And that is with Maria. And you can introduce your partner. Yes, go ahead and say it. There's a microphone in the, okay.
So do I unmute? I don't wanna echo. Do I unmute my Zoom?
Stay muted.
Stay muted? Okay, perfect. So today I came with my home and community director. She is Heidi LeBlanc. You can introduce yourself.
I am, the department director for the Extension Home and Community Department, which serves all the counties in Utah on family and consumer science type programming. So Maria is one of my faculty.
Perfect. So I'm the faculty here in Home and Community Grand County, and today I want to present about a super brief 3-year report to for you to see all the programming that we're doing here in Grand County and all the impacts that we're having in the local community. Okay, so can I share my?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
I think it's disabled.
Oh, it's disabled. Okay, 1 second.
And you have also a printed version with more details. I won't have enough time to go over all of it there in detail, but you have the printed version there. Okay, perfect, thank you. So, sorry. Can you guys see my screen? I think it's
Just put it
there.
a little bit. Oh, there you go. You're good. You were good.
There. So again, my name is Maria Velasco. I have a background in public health and public administration from University of Utah, and also a undergraduate in biology and pre-med. I have around 12 and 15 years of experience in public health, working in Utah communities. And right now, again, I serve as the faculty from Home and Community under the direction of Heidi from the entire state. So this super brief report is for you to understand the main areas that Home and Community does here in Grant County, with partnerships that are local and also statewide. Some of the main programming that I do here through the Home and Community Department is youth development. So as you can see in your report there, we have some great numbers through different programming that we do here in Grant County. So
Can you make it a little bit bigger?
yeah. There.
Just a little bit.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, no, sorry. There.
There you go, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So through this youth programming development program, we have around more than 60% of the 4-H enrollment. It's part of the Home and Community outreach programming that we do. And the main focus of this type of program, it's reaching out the community where they are. We talk to families, we do interview with families to understand what type of needs the youth have. So we have different programs that have met those needs. One of them is Teens Reach Youth, which is a statewide program that allows youth to learn a curriculum and come and teach it to other youth. So that's a little bit of background on that one. We also have a program called Pathways to Higher Education. So during the summers, we take youth to different USU campuses to kind of have that feeling of college and what type of opportunities they have in all these different locations. Of course, we're gonna be a little bit biased here because we take them to the USU campuses, but we also understand that some youth might wanna go, for example, to medical school. So we also offer them the option to, at some point, take them to the University of Utah to see how medical school works. So we're not limited on that, but that's another